Hey there, my name is Vitaan, and it's time to play some more Doom 2 with Sunder's MAP15, Babylon's Chimera. This map was created by Insane Gazebo and is in the Jaded category of the Doomed Index. This is a single segment run, so no deaths and no saves with post-commentary. Sunder MAP15 in a single segment, no deaths, no saves, and I'm here to tell you what I did, what my strategies are. This is post-commentary. I like to start with these Archies. Just wake them up, get them out of the way instantly. So yeah, this is not live, just so you know. I was actually preparing this map. I was playing through it, was practicing it, preparing strategies, because I wanted to do this on an index stream. So sometimes on Tuesdays I have been doing index streams, haven't done it in a bit, and I thought, you know what, maybe let's do single segment attempts. But as I was trying out my strategies and I was just recording a demo to see how it would go, I got the map, so stream cancelled. Okay, I like to go down here, deal with these Archies as well. Then the second Archie, hope that the Cyber Demon invites. If this goes wrong, it's so early into the run, it really doesn't matter. Hit the switch, go back up, shoot through the imps with the SSG. Then I like to go back up, basically let everything gather up. There will also be 2 Barons. I think I SSG them because I do want to save rockets where possible. And yeah, the beginning of the map is relatively quick. It's where most of my deaths came from, because I just tried to be a bit too fancy, or I just tried to save some time because the map is so long. But then when I got past a certain point, I actually didn't have any deaths, which is why I didn't expect to actually get the map. But the map is more doable than you would think. Yes, it's very long, there are some tough fights, but also a lot of it is just very consistent. Some things can kind of be cheesed in a way. And if you're at all interested in indexing, maybe you've already done some maps. This one is Jaded in, well, I'll probably say that during the intro. This is Jaded on the index, which is quite high. That's Cyber Demon, by the way, only needing 1 hit, crazy. But yeah, I think this is going to be achievable for a lot of people. Okay, here there are 4 pin elementals. You just want to use the rocket launcher. Is it risky? A bit. But it's just so efficient. And then I do finish them off with the chain gun, any little souls, and potentially any pain elementals that are still there. Those mags that are quite annoying, you can take them down from here. I think I try it, but I'm way too high up. I don't know what these 2 rockets are. And I'm like, okay, never mind, let's just continue. Okay, so here, grab the rockets. I don't need the mega armor. One hit the switch, and that will trigger the fight with a lot of Archies and Kakos. So I want to grab the info a bit late, just make sure I get some shots on the Archies first. I think I might mess up here, and I accidentally leave 1 Archie alive. I'm not entirely sure. So as I said, I recorded this demo last night. It was about 10 attempts, but yeah, all 9 attempts, they died before 20 minutes, and the total demo length is 90 or so. But I think I messed up and there's still an Archie, but let's see. I might confuse some of the attempts together. I'm kind of just rewatching this now, since I got it, and I wanted to record it pretty soon, but I really had to go to bed, because it was so late when I got this. Yeah, so that Archie was still there, but honestly, not that bad. It just means that there's more Kakos that got resurrected. And again, I want to save some rockets here, so I just finish them off with SSG. Now, the very slow parts of this map, which will happen later on, I will fast forward through. But that's why I'm kind of doing this post-commentary bit. I can just tell you what the thought behind it was and what the strategy is, and then you don't need to watch me stand still firing rockets for like 5 minutes straight at a wall. I don't think that's worth our time. Okay, so got the rockets. We go down now, back to the main area. Oh yeah, I do take some of these mangs down here. You don't need to do it. I just think it's nice, otherwise you have to deal with them as you climb up the ladder later. There's still a few alive, but it's okay. Got the Supercharge now. I also got the Mega Armor because I'm not coming back here. And then we go this way. Okay, you get the plasma, grab cells until you have 580, hit the switch, and then for this fight, it is just so much nicer to stay up here. So there's quite a few things. Last year I played this map blind. I always play Sunder when I reach a subscriber milestone. So I did it for, I don't think I did it for 1,000 subs, but for 2k, 3k, 4k, 5k, and then 6k lately, a short while ago. But I remember this fight and being very low on health because there's just so many pain elementals. But you can just stay up here and make very good use of the vertical splash damage. So I fire rockets at the wall to the left. If any pain elementals come through, I just rocket them, or I get the plasma out. And there are quite a few fights in this map where you can find a pretty consistent strat, something like this. I guess the question will always be, what is cheese and what isn't? This, in my opinion, is not cheese, because this is just part of the arena. You're just hurting the monsters in a way so they slowly come in and you're not getting overwhelmed. What is cheese, in my opinion, is something that is completely unintended. So being able to leave a fight. Okay, the plasma is still very loud here. Maybe I should have loaded like the quieter plasma thing, but I forgot. And I'm not gonna re-record now. Not gonna re-record this commentary. But yeah, I think it is cheese if something is completely unattended. So, for example, you can leave a fight, but not through the intended way by hitting the switches to leave the fight. So, if you can leave a fight early by hitting the switches to reveal the exit path, that is not cheese. That is just a strategy. That is just part of the fight. So I think I'll just try to explain my thoughts, what I consider cheese and what I don't consider cheese. Okay, the switch, grab the supercharge, which honestly doesn't really matter if you grab it, because you're gonna get a Megasphere anyway. Check for ammo here. And then we climb up. Oh. How do I miss the Mega? Wow, okay. Very cool. Then, get the rockets, and then we jump down to the next section. So, this is basically the first I have gotten. Basically to the BFG point, which is a bit after this. Before I got this successful attempt. Here, I just want to hit the switch, which I failed to do. Okay, wake up the cacos. And then I really just want the Cyber Demons to infight. So, yeah, the cacos will eventually take them down. Some of them will survive. There's also these Revenants that appear. They're very slow. And one Revenant was just hiding there. Just waiting to punch me. Hit that switch too. And I want to hit the next switch to make progress, but I kind of realized, oops, I'm a bit too early. There's no space. So I am now in a very awkward spot. And I just decided to hide down here, because this is the only spot where I have space. Fully aware that there's a very real chance I just die here. Again, if I die here, what do you lose? 10 minutes? It's not the worst. But yeah, I do realize, ooh, if all the Cyber Demons start hitting me now, I am in trouble. So I need to find a moment where they're all infighting. Yep, and just get past them. And then get the remaining Revenants over here. Now, this teleporter here with Revenants is a bit annoying, because sometimes it's very slow, sometimes there tends to be one Revenant that just teleports in very late. That happened during practice, where I was missing one enemy. Now, luckily you can go back here all the way, I believe. There's a teleporter at the end of the map, but it's still not ideal. I think that Revenant might teleport in as I'm fighting these Cyber Demons. So yeah, what you can do is rush the BFG and then take down the Cyber Demons with the BFG. You can even activate the next fight. Oh yeah, see? There he is. Just so slow. If you want, you can get the BFG. You can even activate the next fight and get the Cyber Demons to infight with some Revenants as well. But I don't do that. I just decided, let's go for the safe strat. Now, these Cyber Demons have taken a lot of damage. So plasmaing them from here is pretty safe. They tend to die quickly. That's one more. Let's take him down. There. So most of the reason, or the biggest reason why this map is jaded on the index is because of its length. There are some fights that are a bit tricky, but I think most of Sunder's difficulty comes from the length and not always the fights. It depends on the map. Of course, the later maps, things like the Leviathan's Arteries, map 21, does have some very difficult fights. But this one, not too much. There's one fight that happens quite late into the map, and that one is very scary. But you can kind of just semi-cheese it in different ways. Okay, here you get the BeeDubZee. So from now on, I don't think there will be very loud plasma sounds anymore. I'll try to edit my video in such a way that I will lower the game sound during those sections early on. That just happened. Okay, so with the BeeDubZee, take down the Kakos on this side. Then rush the 5 Archies here. Nice. And then start taking down these Kakos here. Might as well hit the switch. Now, one thing that you can definitely optimize, but I think it's important to know, when I go for these maps, I tend to just go for consistency. I tend to be quite a slow player. Part of the reason is because I do tend to get pretty scared when I'm deep into a run. But also, I guess I'm just not the fastest. But also, I think I tend to maybe start doing my demos sometimes a bit too early, where maybe it would be better to get some more practice in, some more speed during some of the fights. But I get excited and I feel like, oh, I think I can beat the map. And then, so far I'm not playing too slowly. But you could say, for example, oh, maybe these Kakos, you could BeeDubZee them. And I think if you practice and play this map even more... I think I jumped down here, yeah. If you practice or play this map even more, you would get a better feeling for how many cells are left. How many rockets are left. Do I rocket this group of enemies or do I just BeeDubZee them? But I just want to prevent not having enough cells. That's the main thing. So I drop down to grab the cells. And there is a reason for that. It's for the next fight, which can be a bit scary. It can kill you for sure. So you hit the switch, that will lower the elevator. Upstairs there are 2 barons. Sometimes they come down the elevator as well. They are right here. Terrible BeeDubZee shot. So I finished off with DSDA. Barely did any damage with the tracers, and I think the BeeDubZee ball was also a very low roll. But that's okay. Then when you hit this switch, there is going to be a lot of Revenants and 4 Archies that come from the stairs where the BeeDubZee was. So I recommend quickly going down here, and then you wait behind this pillar. The Archies are quicker than the Revenants, so you want the Archies to get close, so you can BeeDubZee them. Okay, Archies are gone. And now, that makes this fight so much better. If the Archies are stuck within the crowd of Revenants, you really want to avoid that. So that really decides how difficult the fight is going to be. Now, there's still a lot of Revenants, so you still have to be careful. But I just rocket them. Failed to dodge. I like to run back here. There are some rockets behind me, I believe. So I grab those in the meantime. Oh yeah, what does suck is that some of the Revenants went up the staircase, which is annoying. Here I get stuck for a bit. It's a big group. Especially... Oh, another Revenant in there. I think another very slow teleporter. I kind of overkill him with the BeeDubZee. It's because I want to save time. I don't want to give the other Revenants enough time to get to me. So here I just BeeDubZee the wall. Make use of the tracers. There are plenty of cells, so it's okay. I know that there are still like 400 cells where I grabbed the BeeDubZee. So I know I'm okay. Yeah, maybe someday it would be tempting to just get a much better time, but also there are so many other maps to do. So maybe I'll just leave it like this. Oh yeah, there's also 400 cells there. So I'm back at full capacity. I think I tried to rocket some of the Revenants down here. Honestly, it's easier to just climb up. There are also still some other Revenants downstairs. Yeah, at this point I realized, okay, I should just go up. Which actually isn't as easy as I thought it would be, because one Revenant keeps going down the stairs. Very annoying. Yeah, and then it's like, oh, I have to dodge. And then another one comes downstairs. I do remember this. Well, of course I only recorded this last night, but still. I do remember pretty much almost everything happening, I think. I did post a demo already. And I've been... Oh yeah, I grabbed the cells here. I've kind of been trying to level up my skills a bit in the last few weeks. So I told you about the index. If you don't know what the index is, please watch my kind of introduction video. It explains what it is. There are a lot of different tiers. Beginner, Fairweather, Recruit, Marine, Veteran, Jaded. Then Elite, Legendary, and Doomed. Jaded is pretty high up the list. It's nothing like the top tier, which I think, if you know this map, it makes sense. There are much harder Sunder maps than this. There are also much easier ones. This is kind of somewhere in between. And I have done a Jaded map before, but it was a pure platformer map. And that one is going to be demoted most likely, because it is just not as hard as people thought it was initially. So that would mean that I would lose my Jaded status, like that being my hardest clear. And I was like, well, I should do some other maps that are Jaded then. So first I did Capybara map 18, I did that earlier this week. And then I was like, well, let's say maybe that one gets demoted at some point as well. So I did this map. Okay, this is the first fight that, in my opinion, is quite scary and one where you can potentially die. So, I haven't died from this point onwards. The last time where I died was that BFG fight with the Archies. But then I got past this and this is a successful run. So, I do mess up quite a bit. What I like to do is really use the corners. But I get stuck here, which is a bit horrible. But there are 2 supercharges. If you can just survive for a while and not get stuck, you'll probably be okay. There's BFG here as well. And then I go back to the other corner. This is not necessarily 100% safe, but it does work for me. So outside of that one moment where I got stuck, which was very preventable, this is perfectly fine. Maybe there's a different strat that works for you. I didn't look up demos except right before I actually started doing my attempts. And that's because of one fight I was wondering what others did. So thanks to Blue Cultist, who currently I think has the UV Max record. I think Blue Cultist did it in like 70 minutes or so, if I'm not mistaken. Which is quite a bit faster than my run. And I did get one idea from that, which was very helpful. And when we get to that fight, I'll tell you. There's not really a point in trying to explain it now, because we will get there. We will have plenty of time. Now, this fight, I get a bit impatient. I use a lot of cells, which is okay. It's just a lot of cleanup. So, I am tempted to just... Honestly, I just run around here and I spam rockets for a bit. And it just takes a bit of time. But I also know if I speed up the game here as I'm moving, it does become a bit uncomfortable to watch. With like the extra view bobbing and all that, so... For now, I'm not gonna use any speed ups. There's still plenty of things to talk about anyway. So, this fight did scare me initially. I tried a bunch of different strategies. I think that is the way for any of these maps. Doesn't matter what map you do, of course, but to figure out what works for you, you can look up a demo and try to replicate what others have been doing. You can just play the fight a lot of times yourself, just have a save ready for every fight. And then load the save, try a lot of different things, try a lot of different movement strategies, I tried hiding, by the way, for this fight in like the corridor where you came from. Where all the health bonuses are that I picked up along the way. And by the way, those health bonuses, it's like 70 health or so, so it's pretty relevant. But yeah, I tried hiding there, but you get overwhelmed. There are just too many enemies, so it's not worth it. At least, it didn't work for me. So I don't think it's worth it. Hit the switch. Let's go into Real Cyber Demon and to Archies. The Archies... I don't know what I'm doing there. Just accepting the blast. I think I was initially a bit tired when I did this. Because it was... well, it was pretty late. It was like midnight. And I already did some attempts. I did figure that if this wasn't going to be the attempt, I would just save it for the stream. Which would have been fun, I think. But I'll try to maybe prepare some other map in the future where I do a stream instead. Something similar. This is the part where it's a bit laggy on the frame rate. Oh yeah, here there's a lot of archies, so you really want to hide behind the pillars quickly. And just take down these barons. Because it's not safe. Oh, I think I almost die here. Which is, yeah, look at that! I got zapped twice. I didn't even see the animation until it was too late. I don't think I ever saw the starting animation. Like when they start zapping you. Crazy. I was like, no, there's no way this is gonna kill me. Well, it shouldn't because I can hide behind the wall. But still. Oh yeah, also... there is a mega armor up there. And I have to admit, I don't remember how to get there. I think there's a teleporter somewhere. Probably. There's definitely a way to get there, I think. But I didn't really see it during my practice runs. I kind of just skipped it, I think. And now I saw it during this demo and I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to spend time trying to grab it if I don't know where it is. That's going to look very silly. I could really use the mega armor, but we'll get some more later on. So if I just don't die now, it's fine. Then this Cyber Demon, I just BFG. That took quite a few shots. My tracer usage, not great, but I'm just at a point where I'm like, okay, I have no armor, I have no health. I shouldn't risk anything. And there are still cells down here. So that is the biggest reason why this demo is quite long. I do go back to search for ammo quite a bit. So there are still cells here. I think that's it. I don't know. I don't think I get to 600. Or maybe I do. I think there's cells here on the side. Yeah, okay. So it's fine. So yeah, that's what I meant. If you play this map even more, at some point you probably know exactly how many pickups there are and where you can use rockets and where you can't. You can see me look at the mega armor like, oh, I actually honestly don't remember. I mean, I should look it up. Maybe after this recording. Or I'm sure there's a lot of people in chat who are like, oh, this is how I grab it. But it is kind of funny that I just don't know. Okay, there's going to be 2 archers behind you when you go to the next big platform. Now, because I have no armor, it's a bit scary. I just used the BFG here. Fire twice. Then step over to this platform and use splash damage from the rockets to take down the chain gunners. No reason to get close to them, because you will just take unnecessary damage. And there's one more chain gunner. I do feel like I interrupted something I was talking about like 5 minutes ago, and then we got into a fight, and I don't remember what I was talking about. This Archie, I should have just BFG'd again, but that's okay. That is okay. Then, a very big lift. What makes this map very cool to me is the verticality. I love verticality in Doom. I just think it makes maps so awesome with a super big height differences. There's a cat here. Hello, Nappy. Suddenly meow. Yeah, I decided the cats can perfectly be in the room. They might meow a bit from time to time. It's a post-commentary demo anyway. I don't really need to focus. Okay, then we get this fight. This is a bit scary because I have no armor. So I do rush these archies. Then I go for the Mega over here. Because I really need the health and armor. And then from here, I just start rocketing everything. It takes a bit of time. But that's the case for most of this map. I tried to remember what I was talking about like I guess like 6 minutes ago at this point. Because that's a bit annoying if I start some train of thought and then halfway through I stop because I get distracted by something happening during the demo or during the fights. Well, it's not so much annoying for me, but it probably is for you. I'm just going to assume I said nothing interesting. Nothing important is what I mean. I do really think that this map is accessible to a lot of people. And you might think that sounds crazy because it's a new Sunder map. This of course was released when Insane Gazebo made his return. Okay, that was a pretty good hit with the BFG, so I'm kind of surprised the Mastermind hasn't died yet. So I'll just decide to chain gun. Just play it safe. The Hellknight needs to die as well. And I'm now at a point where this run is somewhat deep and I feel like, oh, I don't know if I can reach the end, but I'm already at a point where I don't care that much about speed. I just want to be consistent. Okay, then the next fight. There are two ways to deal with it. You can either circle strafe around that structure, but I think it is a bit risky because it really depends on what the archers are doing, how they are positioning. Do we have a free, like a clear shot? Sometimes you just get zapped. So what I do instead is I just hide here. And yes, the archers can still zap you, but eventually you will get them. This is not free though. You can still get hit. And the Revenants will slowly make, they will take up space and they will advance. That's the word I was looking for. So I am trying to hit the Archies. That Archie's location is very annoying. Like walking off to the side, I would much rather have him walk towards me. So not great. Oh. Yeah, they are getting a bit close. I think I might swap to the BFG. That Revenant. That Revenant! Yes, I know I'm missing, but he's also dodging like crazy. Okay, so I think here I'm kind of just done and I decide to push. It's like, okay, I don't want to give more space to the enemies. If I get hit, so be it. Just done. Hate those archers. Of course, something like that can be risky, but some archers already died. The other ones were probably pretty lowish on health due to the infighting, so it went alright. Okay, down we go. Here you get some more resources. I would like to be at 600 cells, but it's not strictly required. And we go down even further. It's such a cool map. This might be the map with the most verticality I've seen. The lifts are just insanely huge. Okay, this fight also I thought was pretty scary. So what I do is I try to avoid it. So you hit that switch and there's going to be 4 archers in this corner. Sometimes they spawn early, sometimes they spawn late. But I hit that switch, which takes like 5 to 10 seconds to appear. And then when you hit that switch, you can run away and hide over here in this hallway. To me, this is a lot more consistent. I did watch some other demos. No, actually, I only watched a Blue Cultist demo. And they deal with this fight directly. So not the way I did it. They just rushed the archers, I believe. Which makes sense. But the problem for me was just that sometimes those archers appear quickly. And sometimes they appear very late. And that would kind of decide what my success rate was. Or if I was successful at all. So I decided to do it like this. And I felt pretty good about it. You might take some damage as you're running away. That's another archer gone. There might be one more. Maybe I have all of them. Yeah, quite a few enemies. Nice. I run against the pillar, so I get hit. I think I might get hit a few more times even. Now, all of this so far is not really that slow. You could definitely do this a lot quicker. But my pace right now is okay. It's near the end of the map where I just lose a lot of time because I do so much backtracking. If you've played this map before, you know that there are a lot of stairs near the end. And I basically just go back a lot to grab ammo. Especially because I was like over an hour in, and I was just scared that if I didn't go back, I would maybe throw the run by not having enough resources. But those things, we can skip through. I will give you a warning if I do fast forward. Okay, here I lure the cyber demons one at a time, because there is a trigger, and when you walk over that trigger, a bunch of archers will spawn in, basically from the corner I'm standing in right now. So I wanna take the cyber demons down first. Now, you have the ammo to try and two-shot them. You don't really need to though. I think I just go for a 3-shot. I go for some decent hits. Things that are just good enough. I don't have enough health and armor to survive a max damage roll. And even though, yes, I've two-shot so many cyber demons in my life, I don't know. When you're a bit deeper into a run, it kind of feels like there's no need unless you're very tight on ammo. But the only thing, you're saving a bit of ammo, which might not do much. And you're making the run faster. So if you're going for a speed run, then it matters, yes. Okay, so I triggered the line now. I forgot how long it takes for them to spawn in. A long time, apparently. I think it's about 6 Archies. And I'm like, wait, where are they? And there they are. I just like to use rockets here. If they get too close, sure. I'll swap to BFG. But no need. No need. It would be fun someday to try and go for all the Sunder maps, although I do think some of the later ones are out of my reach. Some of them are very difficult. But I'm surprised at how well this one went. And also another Jaded map, the Capybara one that I did earlier this week. Or last week, I guess I should say. I think sometimes I might underestimate myself a bit. Maps like this one are just very daunting initially. Especially because some fights just kill you over and over and over. But then most of the time you will be able to find a strategy that works pretty well. It's only if that is not the case where I get very afraid. So I've said this before, but at some point I want to move one step up and beat an elite map. Oh yeah, careful here, that cyber demon can get you. I played Sunder MAP15, the Harlot's Garden, a short while ago. Blind run on stream. It went very well. The only real dangerous parts in that map are the maze, I think, and the final fight. But the final fight is quite hard. And it is at the very end, so I will be very scared if I get there, I just know. It is probably a shorter map than this one. Not that much shorter, but quite a bit. Okay, I want that cyber demon to infight with the Baron. But then I realized it really doesn't change much. Like, while he's infighting, I wanted to try and BFG him, but he was in an awkward spot, so it's not happening. Yeah, I fight the BFG once, and then I just finish him off with the SCG. And the reason for that is because of the next fight. I just like to have as many cells as possible. Also here you can take down some of these Revenants early. You don't need to do it. I'm not even really sure if it's worth it, but you can do it. At least for most of them. I don't take all of them down. I think I try like maybe one more time. But at some point they'll be like just barely out of range, so I just end up wasting rockets. So I think here I stop. Okay, this fight. This fight, not difficult, but you only get rockets. There are just a lot of imps. Quite a few Revenants. And if you get stuck, you can die. So normally I think, yeah, you just use rockets and you just try to push your way through. But because I have 600 cells, I intend to use them. A bit aggressively perhaps. But it kind of ensures that I can just get through. And it takes down so many of the imps. Yeah. Just keep going. And the Revenants, they are whatever. I mean, it's nice if they die, but the BFG... Oh, that was dumb. The BFG is just nice because it gets rid of so many imps at a time. You just have to pre-fire it a bit before you go into a corner, basically. So ideally, you fire the BFG, you hit an imp or a Revenant, and then you're angled towards the next corner you're headed to. And then all the tracers will they will clear the corner in advance for you. Okay, and now I used about 400 cells. Again, you don't need cells here, but in a run like this, just... You gotta plan ahead a bit, right? Like, if there are fights that you find scary, just make sure you have more BFG. So you have a bit more leeway. That's how... There's a massive difference between a blind run and a practice run. Some of these runs blind on my stream over a year ago felt so hard. But that could be because maybe I didn't have nearly as many cells. Maybe I didn't have health and armor as I came into the fight. Maybe I just did something completely different that made it a lot harder. And on stream, it's always a bit different because I feel like there's a live audience. I want to keep the map moving. So I tend to choose a strategy and kind of stick to it unless I really make no progress. But yeah, different from just recording it offline, obviously. Alright. I think I grabbed this, which I probably could have waited. I wasn't sure if I could go back up, but you can. It's okay though. I mean, you do know how this run ends already, because this is a successful demo. So it's not like you really have to be afraid that I die. Yes, I fully understand that like live commentary is generally more interesting. I fully agree with that even. But for some of these harder and more difficult maps, and I said it before, because I did post commentary for Dimensions Map 1. Now that one is obviously not nearly as long, but it is a lot more intense during the 10 minutes that you play through it. Yeah, I think I do kill this Archie, and I think there's another one that's kind of stuck in the crowd. Yeah, and it's annoying me, so I think I rush in with the BFG. But yeah, sometimes from time to time, while I'm not working on like my series, such as Sewerless currently, or my viewer submissions, usually I'll be recording that or editing stuff. Maybe working on like a scripted video, like well, they are pretty rare, but sometimes I'll be working on one very slowly. But when I have a bit more time, or when I feel like it, I might be practicing something in the background. When I say background, I mean like secretly. The biggest example was the F-32 D2L, which I just played from time to time in my own time. And then yeah, this one as well. This one did not take that long though in the end. I guess if you include practice and attempts, it was like 5 to 6 hours, so pretty much fine. Okay, grab the rockets here. There isn't much to say about this fight. I know sometimes I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but it's because the fights are just big and also a bit slowish. It's just how Sunder is sometimes. So here there are a lot of imps. So what you need to do is just rocket all of them. And then there are Hell Knights that are sniping you from the other side. But as long as you just move enough, you will be fine. And you can use the verticality here. So I go back down. And you can just look at the Hell Knight projectiles. And then I go back up here. And you really shouldn't get hit, honestly. You can even kind of hide from their line of sight. And eventually those Hell Knights will teleport. Not just those Hell Knights. I'm sure there's a lot more than just those. Okay, then we get the next group of imps. So make sure you get the rockets. Maybe for this one, I think I will fast forward a bit. There is just not much to say, so be prepared. I'm gonna do this for a bit. Just make it faster. And there really isn't anything you're missing. It's just me going back down here and luring the imps up here. Yes, this is a bit jarring to watch, I know. I might put a timestamp. I think I grabbed one supercharge. Okay, more rockets. And that is it for now. Then we get the third group of imps. It's kind of the same. Maybe I should just do like 150% speed. That is at least somewhat watchable. It's not too bad. But it saves quite a bit of time still. I think I'll do it like this for now, yeah. And if you've played this map, you will also know that when you step forward at some point, the Hell Knights will teleport in. Okay, so we grab these rockets. Now is when the Hell Knights appear. And there are just so many of them. Like, whenever I think they're done teleporting, there's just more. To the point where I feel like I'm running out of ammo. I'm not, there's plenty of ammo, but still. The imps are also still there. It's definitely not just the pyramid Hell Knights that teleport in. There are a lot more. Yeah, I think this 150% speed works well. It's a bit fast, but it's watchable. Okay, the imps are almost gone, but the Hell Knights are far from done. There's just so many. I need to hydrate. Also, I'm not going to do post commentary for every demo I record. So the Capybara MAP15 one, I'm not doing that one. First of all, I already did a video on Capybara MAP18 about 2 years ago. Very fun map. I almost single segmented it back then, but I failed at the platforming. And then I was like, you know what, this is good enough for the video. Yeah, so if I do commentary on that demo, there wouldn't really be anything new. But this map, Sunder, all I've done was the blind run on stream. So that does feel pretty different from this demo here. Okay, the imps and the Hell Knights are gone. I'm looking for cells. There's some in the corner. There's still a big group of archviles that's going to appear. I just rocket them pretty much. Okay. Yep, just wake them up. I run all the way back. You have to be careful. If you cause a pain state, and that happens now, you probably know this, but if you don't, if an Archie goes into a pain state, they will retaliate with unlimited range. And that is why, even though I was far outside of their range, they were trying to zap me. So it's fine to rocket them from the distance, but do be quick. You want to be able to move around the corner. Otherwise you might get hit. It doesn't always happen, of course. Pain state. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's random. Okay. Oh, there's two more. Haha. We can just rocket those as well. And we are getting into basically the second half of the map. The slightly more difficult part, I think. Although honestly, the difficulty throughout this map is pretty consistent. What I think I will also do when I do a commentary on a demo like this, I think it's fun to share my thoughts on whether the difficulty is appropriate. Okay, here, just rush the Cyber Demons. There's also a bunch of... Oh, that's a scary spot to be in. Yeah, there's also a lot of manks, so you really just want to be quick. Now, this is me trying to prove that I am able to dodge mechs. Okay, I am too low though. I need to go 1 or 2 steps higher so I can rocket them. These don't get crushed or anything. So I have to take them down. I'm still a bit scared because I have no armor. Like, it just takes a few high damage rolls and I could just be gone. But I am focused on dodging. Also, you can use the heights. And you can use the stairs to dodge most of the projectiles. Maybe this proves that if I'm not doing live commentary, I actually can dodge mech fireballs. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just that doing live commentary, especially during blind runs, I'm just not focused enough. Okay, I go through this teleporter. I avoid taking damage because here is a bunch of ammo. I want to go back and grab more cells because the next fight, it scares me. And it's weird. The fight, I would say, it's not that hard, which is the case for almost every fight here, except one that we can semi-cheese, as I said earlier, but we're getting there. I get this mega, but this next fight, it almost went wrong. It kind of did go wrong, but I lived. So, also, I forget to grab the red key here. It's just there in my screen, and I forget. I thought I had it for some reason, but I didn't. And then I go to this door. You have to do platforming. If you fall here, you die. But the platforming isn't so bad. I'm here and I'm like, oh, I don't have a red key. And the only way back is by going through the lava. So I have to do that and just accept that I'm going to take some damage. You cannot go back on the stairs. Like, those stairs are too high up. So you have to teleport back. It's only 20 health, 20 armor. Not too bad, but still could make a difference. Also, I think I do remember now, 30 minutes later, what I was talking about back then. At like 15 minutes in or so. I think I was talking about how I hope you enjoy this kind of video still, even though it is post-commentary. And that's why I went into just now the thing where I'm not gonna do this for every run. But if it's a very difficult map where I really need to focus, like, I don't think I would do live commentary on this, especially not if I die multiple times. It's just too exhausting. But I definitely can share my strats afterwards. Which honestly, so far, there really hasn't been that much to share. Like, some specific strats that I have, they will come into play during the final bits. But here, not so much. It's really just about not getting hit. Like, manage your ammo a bit. And then, I guess there was that one fight where I rushed the switch and then I get out. That one mattered a lot. Okay, this fight. It takes a while before you can leave. I think it's like 3 minutes. And there are a lot of enemies here. There will be cyber demons. There will be archies. One archie, I believe, in each little pocket. So what I want to do is try and take down those archies early. And I don't think I realized that there was an archie, yeah, down here. I just didn't notice, but I got him with a BFG ball. I think that one hits me, yeah. I'm kind of just realizing, oh, I'm doing very poorly. I maybe should have practiced this fight a bit more, specifically. I don't even get the archie here. I almost died to those Revenant fireballs. And there's a few thoughts going through my head. First of all, I've used a lot of cells. Okay, the archie's gone. But I've used a lot of cells. There are many pain elementals still. I am a bit scared of using rockets. Because, well, phase rockets potentially. I just don't have much health. There are still cyber demons. All that's left is just medkits, some stim packs. There are green armor, sure, but doesn't make me feel very safe. So for now, I just rocket the middle. But the amount of payload metals kind of gets out of hand. I get stuck for a bit. And I really thought I would be dead there. Because it just got stuck on the payload elemental. And if the Revenant projectiles hit me, I would have been gone. But now I realize, oh, there are a lot of payload elemental lost souls. Also, there's a cat by my screen. Hey. I guess I can turn on the cat cam. Yeah, sorry, that lowered the frame rate a bit in game. I'm not playing live, so enjoy cat cam, I guess. Whoa, the rare cat cam video during... Sorry, the rare cat cam footage during a video. Okay. So, I'm just in full survival mode now. I only have a few cells left. I think that's the last cell pickup. And I feel like I need to use my cells to clear the payload elementals and the lost souls. But I also just need to focus on not getting stuck. Okay, that was a pretty good hit. But now... Oh, there were more cells. Nice. Yeah, this fight I did not play it well. It's as simple as that. But I didn't do poorly enough to die. And that's kind of the only thing that matters. But you can tell that this is... So yes, I did this fight during practice a few times, but because the fight itself is kind of straightforward, I don't think there's really any specific cheese or anything. I just played through it, realized it's difficult. Well, realized it's pretty dangerous. And then just didn't really continue practicing it. I think it's just a matter of getting the arties early, not wasting too many cells. And that's it. And yes, I am stuck here for quite a while. Just walking back and forth. So many lost souls. And I think maybe I should speed up here, but it will become pretty jarring as I'm running around. This is a perfect moment for catcam though. As I'm just stumbling my way through this fight. But yes, you can tell that I didn't get this far in my actual demo itself. Like the first 30 minutes of the run goes pretty well. I feel like I'm somewhat quick. I have some strats to increase my speed. And then I get here and it's like, oh, I didn't think I would get this far. Oops. That's kind of what it feels like. Hey, cutie. Okay. Lost souls are mostly gone. I'm just trying to SSG the cyber demons now and the lost souls. And then I will deal with the Hell Knights. Oh, well. The cyber demon is helping. And I was also finally able to grab... Oh, yeah, there are more cells there. I was finally able to grab that supercharge in the middle. Seems like I didn't spot the cells yet. Or maybe I did, but I just don't want to risk grabbing them. Okay. Don't tell me I completely miss those cells every time. I'm just... No, I probably grabbed them, right? Do I grab them? Tell me, please tell me I grabbed them. I don't grab them? Okay. Well. I'm looking at them. Hello? What? This must be how you feel when you're watching me do a blind run. I don't think I go back there either. Or do I? Wait, I do go back. Why? Please tell me I grab the cells. This is now my new... Oh, no, yes. I didn't hit that switch yet. I don't grab the cells. Man. Well, that is funny. It really doesn't matter much. It's like there are other cells. I think I go back. Yeah, I go back. Oh, the cells down there too, which I also forget about, I think. But there are cells here, there are rockets. So it's okay. It's fine. It's just funny. It's just funny, that's all. I don't know how I didn't see it. I think I was so focused on just surviving in that fight, which honestly, it's probably good. like, I shouldn't distract myself with, like, yes, I could have grabbed those cells during the fight, but I just needed to survive. But it's funny how even afterwards, I just, yeah, just didn't grab them. Very strange. Strange and funny at the same time. I'm just, sometimes I'm just blind. And this time you can't say it was because of commentary. But I can say, maybe it's because it was late. And it's already a pretty long run. Yeah, cells there. That are also on my screen, but I don't grab them. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm even looking like, oh, the cells here. That's really funny. I still don't understand how you feel. There's a lot of cells here. Enough for it to not really matter. I grabbed the cells here though. So this fight is the hardest of the map by far. If you do this fight the regular way, and I remember trying to do so in my blind run, you run circles around that central area, and there are so many enemies and so many archfiles. And those archfiles, they will zap you as you run around. And it is doable. I did practice this the normal way, and I would be relatively successful actually. But then I tried, like, is there some sort of cheese? What I initially tried, I would run down in the lava. I would run into that teleporter that you saw me take twice now. That teleports you all the way back earlier on to the map. And then what I would do there is I would fire rockets from there. I would fire 100 rockets into this group. I would get more rockets earlier on in the map. And I would do that like 3 or 4 times. And that kind of clears the fight. That works. But then I saw Blue Cultist demo. And I saw that they just do this. And it makes a lot more sense. And the reason why this works is there is a monster blocking line there. Or at least I think there is. There has to be. And the enemies just don't get down here. They just don't. They just don't. For whatever reason. So you can do this. It's still not completely safe. You can still get hits. Yeah, so that was a bit risky. I'm almost out of cells, so I fire one more time, and then I think I do realize, oh, maybe rockets aren't worth it. And also, if you look at the kill counts, the total kill count after this fight is like 3,800 something. Around 3,850, almost 3,900, something like that. That's when you know you're almost there. Because I have to run this way to grab the cells and then run back. But when you run back, and this is what happens to me, like, there might be some homing projectiles, yeah, like that. But you still got to be a bit careful here. And I think it is a really interesting discussion. Is this cheese? I think there are arguments for both sides. I don't think this is how Gazebo intended the fight to be played. But also, so yeah, so that would mean it would be cheese. But also, that monster blocking blind up there, that, like, the cheese is so trivial. Like, you don't need to do any special moves. You just go down here, and this is still part of the arena. You don't leave. You don't go anywhere fancy. You don't do some sort of jump or line skip. You just go down here where the ammo is. You go down the stairs. Oh yeah, I take quite a bit of damage here. And you just BeeDubZee them. So that also makes it not feel like cheese, because it's so extremely easy to do. And I cannot imagine this wasn't considered at all. And this could very easily be fixed if you don't have that monster blocking line up there, or if you redesign the stairs potentially, so that the enemies can just swarm you down here. But I would assume that Gazebo didn't do that because you want the resources to stay accessible, and it would really suck if enemies just go down here and you cannot grab the resources. So it's probably for like gameplay reasons that it feels a lot better. But yeah, the result is that you can just do this. And I think most demos maybe do this. It's not even really slower, or that much slower at least, I think. And it's just so much more consistent. Now, there are cyber demons that appear near the end. There's like 5 or 6 of them. So I'm a bit scared, because I don't have that much health and armor. Any rocket and I die. So I play this a bit safe. First I double check. How many cyber demons are there actually? Like, I don't want to fight them and then discover there's one behind me that I didn't notice at all. So I circle straight for a bit. We are pretty deep into the demo now. You can see in the bottom of my screen, you can see the timer, the progression, the progress bar. It's a nice thing about these demos. I don't know if that's a DSDA specific feature or not. Or if it used to be a thing back in the day too. I have no clue. Didn't really do any demos before DSDA. Okay, Cyberbeam is gone. Now all that's left is there's a few groups of 3 Archies. They are pretty much trivial at this point. So they're over there. You can see how I just play a lot slower now, and I just want to make sure I didn't forget anything stupid that might throw away the run. That's why, as I said, I could see a world where I tried to be quicker, because now I feel like I could do the map again, but just go for like full speed strategies. And I don't, like, I've got the demo itself already, so I wouldn't be as nervous if I get to the end. I might still be nervous if I have a really good run going, and I might mess up, but it's a different kind of nervous. Usually I just want to get a successful attempt first, and then I might be down to do some more speed. Not doing that for Eternity 2 detour though. I'm not. I think once is enough. Oh yeah, here there's another silly kind of. This is definitely cheese, by the way, for sure. I kind of forgot that there are more Achronos here, but I have to take them down first. But yes, so you can take down a lot of the pinkies and a lot of the revenants that are down here by just shooting this pillar, and the splash damage that goes like all the way vertically to the bottom, it hits them, and it's great. Now, you might think that fight really isn't particularly scary, and you're correct. So I don't think you need to do this at all. It's not necessary in any way, but because I'm this far into the run, and I did discover this, I feel like, okay, I might as well do it. And also I'm gonna, speed up the game. So I do this for a bit. Then I go grab more ammo. I'm AFK for a few seconds. I think cat related stuff. So I go back up here. I grab all the rockets, and then we do the same thing. We just do this again, and look at the kill count. There are a lot of enemies down there. Definitely over 100. Yeah, so these are the parts where I definitely want to skip through them. I go up again. And things like this is what adds quite a bit of runtime to the demo. If I were to replay this map, I would not do that strat, I think. Because it's just slow. And I think I do it one more time. Maybe 2 more times. And yes, it is cheese. Completely understandable if you feel like it is a dumb thing to do. But at some point, when you get into hard maps, and you really care about just getting the successful run, that is fair game. And usually, with the difficulty on the index, any potential big cheeses are accounted for. And it actually brings down the difficulty, because the index assumes that you use the best possible known strategies. Yeah, I do it a bit more. So if a cheese is known, the index will assume that you will go for that cheese. Otherwise it would be way too easy. Like, a map might go from like legendary tier to jaded, which I think is the case for one Sunder map even. And then sometimes there are like cheeseless routes as well. Although I'm not exactly sure anymore if that's a thing or not. Okay, nice. We're done with that. And now we kind of go towards the final section. You can see me hesitate a bit. We go into the section where there's just a lot of stairs, and I am just not very confident about this. I'm not even sure where the trigger is anymore to start the fight. I think you have to go down a bit more. I'm looking upstairs. Yeah, so now there's the trigger. So I just go back up. And I BFG my way through here. I do take up... I end up taking a bit of unnecessary damage, which... a bit sad. But it's okay. And then here I just rocket the enemies up here. So yeah, now I'm just in complete safety mode. Because I've spent over 70 minutes. I really don't want to... like, I know at this point, if I fail, I'm not gonna retry. It would take too long. If I fail at this point, I would have delayed it to the next index stream. And again, I will probably... I'm going to... well, it depends on when you're watching this, but as of the time... well, as I'm releasing this video, it is currently June 8th. And I was gonna do a stream on June 10th. But I think I'm gonna skip it. Because I kind of spent like 6 hours on this. On Sunday. When I kind of was gonna not do any Doom. I normally don't upload anything on Sunday. It's not for any religious reason, but I just think it makes sense to have maybe one day where I tend to not upload. And then if something happens during the week where I can't upload for any reason, then I do upload on Sunday. But Sunday is kind of like my day where I just have a lot of time to do other stuff. I don't need to edit things. I don't need to record anything. But I was kind of into demoing, and I was practicing this map, and I thought, you know what, let's try. But 6 hours is quite a lot, so because I'm releasing this video today, this is pushing my Sewerlust video back. I was gonna release Sewerlust today, but that's not happening. And then if I'm doing a stream tomorrow, and I'm also doing a stream on Wednesday I will never skip unless I'm sick. But Tuesday is a bit of a, I think, whatever day. Sometimes I will stream, sometimes something else comes in between, and I think the main thing is that I do want to keep up the indexing where possible. And normally I would stream either the next batch of fair weather streams. I was gonna do this instead, but yeah, I got the map, so I'm just, I think, not gonna do a stream. But hopefully you are enjoying this video instead. I heard him meow. And what's gonna happen then, on Tuesday I will probably release the next Sewerlust video. So that way nothing gets delayed. It's nice to have these flexible days where I can kind of do whatever. Otherwise Sewerlust would be pushed all the way to Thursday, which would mean like an entire week between uploads. I realize you might not really care when I talk about my channel stuff and like, yeah, anything surrounding that, but there's so much time here to talk about anything. I could speed up through this, but if I speed up through everything, it's a bit jarring. I really just want to save it for the most egregious stuff, like those 3-4 minutes where I rocket a pillar for like 500 rockets. I think 400 rockets. But this one, no need to. This is just regular gameplay. Just takes a while to get through it. There's also cyber demons that appear here, and I kind of already forgot they're a thing. So they do surprise me a bit. So anything like these stairs, I didn't practice specifically. I went through them during my practice run. I made saves for fights that I considered problematic. And then I found strategies, or I practiced those fights specifically. But anything in between that I wouldn't really call it filler, but compared to the hard fights, this is filler, relatively speaking. So like these stairs, And you can see me, like, I'm like, wait, did I hear Cyber Demon? Did I hear Cyber Demon rockets? But yeah, this I did not practice. And I don't think you really need to. All I knew is that I wanted to trigger the enemies and then run all the way back up the stairs and then slowly fight my way down. That was the strat, and that's kind of all you need. And that's a Cyber Demon. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, time to grab some more ammo. And I go back and up the stairs quite a few times. Maybe I will fast forward for that. Maybe, honestly, I will even just make like a little jump cut through edits. Because there's not really a reason for you to watch it. It doesn't really add any gameplay, it's just me looking for resources. Oh my god, I miss all my shots. Okay, well. I really don't want to try and two-shot Cyber Demons on stairs. It's scary. So I just don't risk it. And there's still enough cells. So yeah, stuff like this, I just go back up. I look for ammo. We can make this a bit faster. I think I even go back up all the way. Because I think there might still be cells, but I don't think there are. Yeah, I guess I'll see whether I do some sort of edits or if I just do the fast forward thing. Or maybe I'll just add timestamps. If the fast forwarding here is too jarring for you, then you can skip to the relevant moments. If I remember to do that. Oh yeah, there's still cells here. Nice. But yeah, I think quite nice voice crack. I think quite a few demos, unless they practice like a lot and they're very confident in where all the ammo is and all of that. I think you'll find that probably quite a few people, when they get to this point, they will probably start playing a bit slower and a bit more scared. But I think that's very understandable. Okay, Cyber Demon dead. Was distracted by the Arachno. Very nice. Now we go down. There's some more ammo here, some more cells. But we are getting there. One more Arachno here, sure. Yeah, there's pretty much only a few more fights. Grab that. And then we get to another section where I am forced to rocket Manx and dodge them. I think I don't get hits. I think. So this is actually a rare occasion where I'm just fine against Manx for pretty much the entire demo. Maybe I got hit by Manx earlier on somewhere. Okay, and then the next fight does still scare me a bit as well. It probably shouldn't. It's not that bad, but I don't know. What's also funny is during practice, so in the next fight there are going to be two Cyber Demons. During practice, they were already awake somehow. I think I accidentally showed myself to them. Which you don't want it to happen, because they might block you. And here I'm like, wait, they're not awake. Okay. You can see me like, huh? So, what I do here for this fight, I rush for the Mega. And then I hide in this corridor, which might actually be a very common strat. I don't know. But what I like about this strat, and I would imagine most people do this. First of all, there's a supercharge here. Second of all, the Cyber Demons, they help out, because the Cyber Demon is on the other side. And you kind of hit both sides with rockets. Now, I don't do very well here. In practice, this went a lot better. I'm not sure why. I think the Archies just weren't coming my way. So things kept being resurrected. I think that's what's happening. So this is another one of those fights where I think there's like 4 Archies or so. Maybe more, I'm not sure. And if they don't find their way to the front of the pack, you will just be stuck here. Okay, I tried to BeeDubZee. I think I take a lot of damage. I accidentally run into the supercharge even. Okay, but I did get that Archie. But then we get kind of the same issue. I'm like, oh, I need to get that Archie ASAP. Like, they're gonna make... Okay, he's dead. Like, they're going to advance again. And also, there aren't really many cells here. Ooh, that's so painful. Oh yeah, and I don't even... Man. Yeah, very sloppy. I see the Cyber Demon fire. I'm like, oh, please don't hit me. He does. Barely. But now I'm a bit scared because I only have 40 cells. There are 300 cells you can pick up, but they are being guarded. And if I eat a rocket, I just die. Even like a rocket with high splash damage could kill me. And I'm like, wait, is there ammo here? There's not. So then I'm like, what do I do? Do I hit you with those last cells and then I SHG one of you? Maybe. But this doesn't feel great. So then I'm able to lure them away and luckily grab this. And now I know, okay, I'm fine now. It's okay. But still, very not ideal. I got hit way too often. But it's okay, as long as you survive, I guess. So far, I do wonder, how do you feel about these fights? I mean, you've probably seen them if you've seen Sunder before. But you gotta say, most of these fights really aren't that bad, right? At least I think so. It's just, yeah, the map is just long. And I do think Jaded is the correct category. I think it's too long to be like a tier lower. So too long to be a veteran map. Now there are veteran maps that are very long as well, if the fights just aren't very difficult. And these fights aren't very difficult, but I do think they are chokeable enough. Like the fight I just did, it almost went wrong. There are enough fights for it to yeah, I think Jaded makes sense. And then there's a few fights you can cheese, but I don't think that really matters much. Mastermind wakes up. Yeah, now we get the Stairs of Imps. In this map, the few cheeses you can do, I just don't think it would influence the tier. Because there are so many fights, the few fights that you can cheese. The only thing that becomes significantly easy is the I'm not sure if it's a fountain, but the one with like 20 arches or so. Where you just hug the wall and you BFG. You know which one I mean. That's the only one that really becomes significantly easier. But not enough for it to earn a downgrade, in my opinion at least. Okay, so we go down the stairs. We are making our way to the very final section. And it's funny, because this is a bit of a slower map. I feel like I haven't talked about strategies that much. But I'm pretty sure wherever I did find something special, I've definitely mentioned it, and what I did during the fights. But there's just a lot of downtime. Like, there's nothing to add to this imp section. It's just shoot the imps until they die. You can use rockets. You can use the SSG. I really should not be hit here. Because I already have no armor. And then I think after I clear all these imps, I go back up the stairs one more time to look for more rockets or something. And I'm definitely gonna do a jump cut there. Now, because I recorded the demo, I don't have to worry about people potentially saying, "Oh, you did a jump cut. What if you saved?" No, the demo is right there, and like with all my inputs and with everything right there, so I can make all the edits in this video I want, because there is proof, luckily. All right, we're almost downstairs. I think one more section. And then I turn around. Oh yeah, and surprisingly, the mastermind is just already destroyed before I even got there, which is crazy. Haven't seen that happen before. Now, I haven't gotten down here that many times. Because again, this is all... I don't like the word, but like filler-ish. Like this, none of this needs to be really practiced in my opinion. Like the imp stairs, you just take it slow. There's a cat here. Hey Nafi. Hey meow. Hello. Are you a cute cat? Oh yeah, I'm going up the stairs. I said I was gonna skip this, but now I have a cat here. We don't want to skip the cat. This is other cat, by the way. This is Nafi, not the one that was behind my screen earlier. Hello. Okay, and now it's gone. I'm gonna skip this part, so I'll see you when I'm back down the stairs. Unless there's more cat shenanigans, I guess. Okay, I'm back downstairs. I don't even have 100 rockets. I went back all the way up. And there just weren't really rockets left. But I do have 600 cells, and that's fine. This lift, I'm pretty sure you can just jump down. But I just took the lift, because why not? This might be one of the longest ones. Now we are at the penultimate section, which the final fight actually scares me a bit. I do believe it might be cheesable. I saw that Jon Games did this map on his channel a few weeks ago, and I believe he cheesed the final fight, but I'm not sure how that works. In any case, if you jump down here, it's going to be a lot of Barons, but also Archies. And this fight, it can go wrong. Because you might not have enough cells to take down all of the Archies. But also you cannot be too passive. So now, I think there might be one more Archie. Now I only have one BFG shot left. Now, you can leave. You can just leave. But, do you want to leave if there's still an Archie potentially? No. Because what's going to happen is you will go back up the stairs. The Archie will resurrect all the Barons. You will not have much space. And then when you're trying to go back down, there's going to be the Archie there still trying to hit you. And it's going to be so hard to deal with. So you really want to take down all the Archies. But at this point, all the Archies are gone. They tend to spawn in pretty early. And it's just Barons left. So I think I just spent all my rockets here. And again, this takes a bit of time. Just have to be careful. You don't face rocket too badly. And this is pretty much the penultimate fight. Now normally, there would be a fight still after this, like before the final fight, but it kind of isn't there since I used that cheese earlier where I hit the pillar with rockets. Oh yeah, what I wanted to say is, in my opinion, using cheeses is completely fun. I actually think it's a fun part of figuring out strategies. Now some fights are really cool, and if they're not too difficult, cheese might not even be worth it. But for example, I'm sure all of you are familiar with Coincident and his journey of beating Occuplock, where he practiced a lot and he found a lot of different strategies, including line skips, for example, to skip certain fights that are otherwise nearly impossible. Now there are no fights in this map where you must do that, or it's just not doable, but of course, what is doable and what isn't is going to be different for each person. But there are some fights in Occuplock, like I think what's called the Revenant Snake, where it's just so extremely hard the regular way, where it's like success rate, I can't speak, would be extremely low, and I think that's like 2 or 3 hours into the run in Occuplock. So yeah, completely fine to use any sort of strats, and I think that goes for any map really. Okay, so here you can see all the pinkies that are already dead. I took them down early by hitting those rockets on the pillar. They're all stacked nicely. There's Revenants there too. And it kind of just skips having to do this fight. And now, it's just the final fight left. The final fight, again, I believe it is cheesable, but I don't know how. And I'm also not sure how easy it is to do that. I did the fight the regular way, which I'm pretty consistent at this fight. It's not too bad. I actually hit the switch. I don't kill these enemies first. I go for the Mega, because you won't be able to grab it during the fight. And now, the Archies will teleport in, all the Revenants as well, all the remaining enemies. And I just go back and forth. What can kill you in this fight? Now, well, potentially Cyberbeam rockets, but that's very rare. It's the Archies that target you. All you have now are the 2 superchargers you can grab. There are Mega Armors too on the back, in the back of the room, but you can't grab them until later on. So, I just keep going back and forth. There's a reason why I keep the Cyberbeams alive, and it's because I want them to infight with the Archies. And basically, I want them to infight with everything. And as the Archies get closer, it becomes your goal to BFG them where you can. So, that's a free kill. That's another free kill. And you kind of just keep going like that. I can't believe that Archie didn't die. Yes, my BFG ball didn't hit, but still. And here I get zapped twice, and I do realize, ooh, that's... Getting zapped twice so early on, and then running into those projectiles, ooh, that is potentially very dangerous. Make sure you hide behind the pillars, but also keep track of potential Revenant projectiles and where Cyberbeams are located if they're still there. I got zapped again. This time, I didn't even see an animation. That just happens sometimes with this game. I believe it's a bug. I'm not sure how it works. Maybe someone can tell me in the comments. I don't remember how it works exactly. Is it if an Archie starts targeting you, the exact frame you go out of line of sight? You like they charge their attack, but you don't see any flames yet. And then of course the result is you think you're not being targeted, but then you get out of cover and haha, there's an Archie targeting you. Okay, but now most things have stopped spawning, and I realize I should be completely fine. I can grab the Mega Armor, which is something I really wanted, and we can circle strafe now. And that's all that matters. So, for this fight, again, it's a fight that isn't too bad, but it can go wrong. Sometimes Archies might behave weirdly. Sometimes you might get zapped quite a bit. It differs from attempt to attempt. So I was still pretty scared for this fight, but I did feel like chances were pretty high that I would at least get it. And clean up, again, it is pretty slow. So there are still some Archies left. I didn't get that one. I think there might be like 2 more. I see one in the middle. And now we just start spamming some rockets. There's still some cells that I've left. And I really hope that I didn't skip any enemies. Someday, and I think I started talking about this somewhere. Oh, I get zapped again suddenly. That was because the Archie was targeting something else, I think. And then I hit him with splash damage. Maybe that's what happened earlier as well, but don't remember if I was actually firing. But yeah, someday I would like to try an elite map. I have never beaten an elite map before. There was one Capybara map that I did like 2 years ago where I did get a single segment, but that map was elite initially, and I got it before the index existed, so I never... also, I didn't record a demo. I think I just did the single segment on video, so I would have had to redo it. But that map got moved to Jaded, and then eventually it got moved to Legacy. So, okay. Now it's just clean up. I'm missing one item. I'm not sure which actually. I guess I must have left Supercharge or something at some point. You might know which one. I don't remember. But this is a demo, so I'm not going back for it. Oh, is there an item near the secret exit? I'm not sure if there is. There might be. But for this demo, you don't need to go to the secret exit. The actual secret is triggered when you hit the secret switch and you go close to the teleporter, and then you can just take the regular exit. So no need to do anything fancy. And that's the last kill. If I don't accidentally walk into the exit, that would be very funny. Then it will be a UV speed, the slowest UV speed in existence. So you hit the switch, you go back outside, and then you just trigger the secret from here. Oh, there's a cat again. Celebration cat, I guess. Hello. And then you exit. Very nice. I think I need to pause because I believe Yep, yeah, you see that? I accidentally went to the next map immediately, which was not my intention. I just wanna be on the stat screen. Come on. There we go. Yay, celebration cat. Ooh, celebration cat. Oh, belly rubs. Very cool map. I don't know why I suddenly decided to do this one. It just came out of nowhere. So 2 days ago, I was like, I want to do another Jaded map. Just to be completely safe in case the other gets demoted as well. The Capybara one, maybe. I don't think it will. But you never know. So I thought, let's do another one. And then I looked through the list, which Jaded map feels like I could do within a reasonable amount of time. And I saw this one. I was like, I have played this. It was pretty tough, but I don't remember it standing out as being that bad during my stream. But it was over a year ago, so let's just play through it and see how it is. Just write down what are the potential problematic fights. And then for each fight, see, can I find some strategy? And turns out, well, yeah, pretty much. And then the remaining fights, there were still a few ones, of course, that you saw, like the final fight that I did the normal way. A lot of them I do end up doing the normal way, but they're really not that bad. Just gotta be careful, come in with as many resources as you can. And I think if you are looking for a Jaded map, yes, I know this one is long, it's scary, but I think you can do it. I think you can. I think a lot of people can do this. You just have to get over your nerves. Like that final fight, doing that 90 minutes in. Pretty rough, potentially. But if you've done veteran maps before, then I think you are up for that. I just don't recommend, like, if you haven't done any indexing, don't start with this, of course. That would be a bit much. But yeah, let's go into it for today. Bit of a different video than usual. Hope you still enjoyed it, despite it being post-commentary. But I'm really happy with this run. And I just wanted to talk over it and share some things. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.